Hello everyone. Welcome to our weekly live stream where we discuss everything and anything that has to do with SEO and GEO or AO or whatever you call it, AI visibility. And I'm Smarty. I'm broadcasting from vacation, so I apologize for any sound on video box that you can see. I'm in the middle of Europe in the different time zone with a different Wi-Fi, so I cannot say that everything will go smoother today, but I'm here with you anyways. I'm Ann Smarty. I have been an SEO for more than 20 years. It's been a smooth transition through Google Update to Google Update, so there is nothing that can surprise me at this point. Please subscribe to answrady.com to know what we're going to discuss every week. And please check out Smarty.marketing. This is the agency that I co-founded a couple of years ago. And I would love to talk to you. There is a free option to schedule a call with me if you feel like or if you have any questions. With me today and always, our director of social. Today she will do more speaking. I know a lot of our regulars are always looking forward to April speaking, and today is her day because I'm not sure if my connection is going to last throughout the whole thing. But without further ado, let's introduce today's topic while I do have some connection. Today we are going to talk about digital PR. And why we are going to talk about it is that, again, it's in the middle of SEO and GEO, AO, because it helps with everything. It's been proven to be helping business websites or just any websites go through Google updates without much loss. It's been proven to be one of the most cited assets in ChatGPT and elsewhere. It is proven to help businesses earn AI visibility across all different LLMs. So it is helpful on so many levels that a lot of agencies have started selling it. And just like everything and anything that happens in our industry, wherever a tactic becomes popular, it becomes so much scaled and so much simplified that it stops being effective. And then instead of blaming people who are not doing that right, we blame the tactic. And this happened before. It's not the first thing. If you don't know, I was at some point the inventor of guest posting, and that's the same thing that happened to guest blogging. People started abusing it, manipulating it, sponsoring guest posts instead of doing editorial placements. And instead of blaming people who did that wrong, we decided that the whole guest blogging tactic is wrong, which, by the way, not true, because high quality guest blogging is still very powerful. And same with digital PR. People are trying to scale it to a point when it's not doing anything substantial for visibility. So today's topic is just about that. Why businesses are investing in digital PR without seeing any results is exactly because they are doing that wrong. And unfortunately, this has been like this for years. We at Smarty.marketing have been doing, our team, not exactly our company, because it's much newer than our team. We have been together for more than 16 years doing digital PR for a variety of clients. And we can definitely say that not many businesses do that right. This is why competitive research is not even part of our brainstorming process, because there is nothing we can find as a rule, nothing we cannot find much we can even get inspired by if what our clients competitors are doing, because it's very seldom doing right. So let's briefly talk about what can be done right or wrong for digital PR, what it is. Many people understand it differently. Many people still think that digital PR is syndicating your company's milestone through PR wire or any automated PR distribution systems. That's not what I mean by digital PR. Definitely, we use studies, research, something unique, original that only exists on the client's websites and never been done before. And we'll talk about that, about the first most important part of digital PR in a minute. But this is mostly creating unique studies, research studies that can be promoted and go viral or get picked up by journalists of huge publications. So this is the data-driven digital PR that we are talking about today. So let's say, what is the first mistake businesses or agencies that sell those services make that doom the whole thing? This is absolutely not taking your time to brainstorm something very unique and original. Luckily, I have an expert today to talk about the process of brainstorming something really good and unique that has never done before. On the internet, it is a huge problem. It is very easy to say that everything and anything has already been done or written about, or there's no way to create something unique. Well, there are ways to create something truly unique and original and not as easy repurposable or repackageable. So let's talk to April on how she brainstorms topics that go well and are truly original.
Well, I guess like the first step I always do is like I ask myself like what I'm curious about with the topic or whatever, like the industry that the client is in. Like I'll ask like what would I want to know, which is like especially helpful if like I'm obviously not an expert in most of our clients' industries. So like by asking myself like what I would be interested in or what I'm curious about, it's kind of tapping into like maybe what like the general public might be interested in or what they would want to know about. Like your own curiosity is like a very useful tool, and it's especially valuable now these days because I mean AI is not curious by nature, so you need to tap into like that human element in order to come up with ideas that like go beyond what people are churning out with AI these days. So just the first step, ask yourself what you would want to know and then do some research about that. Another really great source of inspiration and knowledge is Reddit. So you can go to like this relevance. Also it's raining outside, so sorry if you can hear the rain, the cars, but you can go to like the different subreddits that are relevant to your client's topic or whatever topic you're trying to come up with an infographic for and see what like they talk about there. You can like sort by the top posts and like different time frames. If you want something like really relevant, you can sort by like top for the past like week or month or year and see what's like what's like generating a lot of buzz in those communities, and that can give you some inspiration. You can find like pain points people are talking about or things that they wish existed, that kind of thing. So that's a great place to get inspiration. You just gotta, and then you might come up with questions that like there isn't like pre-existing data for already, which is what you want to do. You want to go beyond what's already out there because that's just now it's even more easily accessible for AI. So you want to come up with something, you want to create something totally original. So what we like to do, and we've had tons of success with like getting journalists, like we have a whole process, but journalists really love like original research. AI really loves original research. LLMs, like, yeah, same thing. But Reddit really loves original research, and it's like they're link magnets and stuff like that. So what we like to do is we'll come up with questions that we want to answer. Like, it's really hard for me to come up with examples on the spot, but let's say it's like a client, like I don't know, like a car wash client or something. Then you can ask yourself like which states which states need, like, do cars need the most frequent car washes in, or that kind of thing. So like that seems like and then you can come up with a bunch of different metrics to come up with the most comprehensive answer to that question, like which states have like the most rundown roads, which states have like the worst weather that might impact the condition of your car, which states you can even like go like further, like which the most popular colors in different states, car colors in different states. So like a state with more white cars or like light colored cars could get more points on that metric that you're creating. So then you bring all these different things together and come up with like a really comprehensive look at to answer the question. And that can't be like duplicated by AI or whatever, because you're bringing into all these different unique elements. So, and then you become the answer to that question because you answered it so well. So that's the goal, is to become the answer to these questions that aren't just easy to answer. And then the best way to do that is finding the data that's out there that's relevant. And there's a lot of really great sources of data out there, like especially the government has a lot of good data. There's just lots of stuff out there. But yeah, that's typically what I like to do, how I start.
Absolutely. I think the golden rule here, and we talked the whole, we dedicated the whole session a few weeks ago to that topic. I think the biggest thing here is, if it's easy and obvious or easy to do, then everyone can do it. That's why we take so much time to think of something that either hasn't been done before or hasn't been done well enough before, and we can definitely do better and find new trends and find new angles and all of that. Because if you don't spend that time, the whole thing after that is not going to work, because we are in the information overload era more than ever, because now everyone can generate anything in seconds, and unless you actually stand out with something unique and original, there is no way you can succeed going forward. And that leads me to another popular mistake that most businesses do, is try to scale. They try to scale digital PR through automated syndication, automated creation, automated brainstorming, automated ideation. And this is a popular question when we talk about in this strategy in the industry. Many people will ask me, how are you using AI in the process? And I'm always at this point when AI is so used everywhere, and many industry people will tell you that unless you are using AI, you are behind, you are not advancing, and you're not innovating. So almost it's very easily to get intimidated and say, we will at some point, I don't know. But the rule is, we are definitely not using AI at all in the process, and we are not scaling the process as well, because this is so much creativity and innovative thinking in this strategy, in the PR strategy, that unless you are really human outreach, human design, human copy, human ideas, unless you really take your time to put in something original, which AI cannot do. They repurpose, they repackage, they cannot do anything truly new and innovative. Then you cannot do that well. The only thing that I usually do, the step that I use AI in the whole thing, is probably when the client is a little bit complicated. I would ask AI for directions, explanations, maybe analysis of their target audience, just to get a little bit of direction. April, I'm not really doing any of that. You are. So tell me, have you tried using AI in the process? Where you found it helpful and where you could not succeed with using it, and why?
Oh, actually, something I wanted to bring up, just relevant to AI. I read a study recently about how, or it was a news article about how like AI is starting to become like less. I mean, it's not that it's ever original, but it's becoming less original because it's starting to answer questions with previous AI ants. Like it's starting to use itself to it's like cannibalizing itself, kind of. And so it's just gonna become more and more like further and further away from like from like humanity, I guess. So like yeah, but I guess when I don't really use it for brainstorming or anything like that. I guess what I'll use it for is if like I can't find a particular data source, I'll ask like, is there any data on this? And then a lot of time it won't even really find anything. But but or like I'll find like a URL that's like expired or something, or like and then I'll ask like, where can you find where what was on this page was originally? Can you find it or something like that? Like I'll just use it for like a finding tool, a searching tool, basically. But even then, like I don't use it very often. So yeah, it's just there are definitely limits. I try not to use it for creativity at all because I don't like want to rely. I want to keep my creativity fresh, and so I don't want to really rely on that kind of thing. But yeah, so it's a really good tool for finding what you want, and like and then you can go from there, pick and choose what it gives you and what information it gives you and stuff. It can be helpful for like knowing where to start too, like on like how to frame something, like how what like an infographic, you can like what order of like information do you think would be best for this, and then even then you should just use it as like a suggestion, like don't take it directly. You gotta still apply your own like human reasoning to like what would be most interesting to others. But I mean, I'm sure I've always been a little bit not anti AI, but I just don't try to use it. So I might not be the best person to ask for that. Maybe I'm not using it the best ways because I avoid it. But I have had success finding stuff that was really hard to find otherwise with it. So it's like a good
Yeah,
deep dive tool.
it's healthy skepticism.
Yeah.
Because the industry, like I say, the industry is so overwhelmingly pro AI, and all those experts that say that AI will not replace our jobs, but people who are using AI will. You can hear that at every corner, and it's very easy to get intimidated by those that voice. Unfortunately, I have been in the industry for more than 20 years. I'm not that easily intimidated. So we can openly say that, at least for this task, we have some use cases for AI. It's good to analyze keywords, analyze search intent. It's sometimes I use it for SEO audits here and there to better understand things. But for digital PR, where we strive to be very unique and very creative, the only step that we may be using AI is, like I said, to get direction or as an assistant, like find me that, give me, help me with that, but not absolutely not for ideation. And I discourage everyone from using AI for ideas, because we've done that. And after many years of doing this, we were very underwhelmed by ideas that we were able to get from AI. We definitely do that much better, and we come up with much more advanced, creative, and unique ideas that any of LLMs was able to help us with. So unless you want to be just another study that no one cares about, don't use AI for ideation or creation of your unique assets, for sure. And for outreach as well. I cannot stress enough how much obvious AI outreach is. I'm getting those AI slop comments, emails many times a day, and you can always tell that is AI automation, AI email, AI everything. I don't know. It's very obvious when you see those comments on Reddit, in your inbox, on LinkedIn. AI posts are very obvious, so try not to use that for human outreach as well, unless you want to be called out for that as a company. So there are use cases again for AI automation and for many tasks in SEO. I just think this is not that one. This is not where you need to try and scale or automate that with AI. So the next and the final mistake that people are making, businesses or agencies are making with digital PR, is focusing on their own KPIs. And it's not that, and that's been like this for years, to be sure. Instead of measuring backlink profile quality, historically we've been counting backlinks as numbers. And it's not that fundamentally there is nothing wrong with it, but strategically focusing on the wrong KPIs forces you to implement tactics that do not necessarily give any quality signals. So if you over focus on backlinks, which is what digital PR is still largely focusing on, you instead of striving brand mentions, real attention, some real signals, you will be counting low quality backlinks, and that is painful and hurtful for the whole strategy. And it's not really just about backlinks, for sure. A few days ago, I saw a popular question on Reddit. Are you focusing on backlinks or brand mentions at this point? And the answer is you should be doing both. And the best tactic to do that is definitely digital PR if you do it right. And the KPIs for digital PR should not be just backlinks, because that means lower quality for the whole strategy. We focus on clicks, on Reddit coverage, Reddit engagement, social media engagement, brand mentions, backlinks, yes, including backlinks for sure, linked, unlinked brand mentions, of course, quality of publications as well. With that, I would not say that case by case, and we are very open about that, not 50% of our digital PR assets go viral. We admit that. In most cases, like 20% are actually going off right away. In most cases, it's pretty modest result after the first month of promotion. So I would definitely keep tracking on all your digital assets going forward, because our KPIs is not just immediate result, it's definitely regular growth after that. When we plan our digital PR assets, we take SEO in account. We want those to be found in Google and on Reddit, Google Images, Pinterest, whatever, depending on your topic. So we want them to be found everywhere going forward, not necessarily right from the outreach or from Reddit promotion right away. And the biggest KPI for us is this regular growth of backlink profile, of brand mentions, those fresh signals that keep coming consistently from one asset. Not that you just need to do one. I always recommend doing at least 4 a year. Of course, you cannot come up with something unique and original and awesome every day or even every week, but every 1 month or every 2 months or every 3 months is pretty doable. So you focus not on the immediate results, but on the consistent growth. And this is when you have them on a regular basis, that kind of accumulates and you get those signals again and again. And one final question, because I'm really warm here. I'm in Europe without AC and I look forward to ending this conversation. So April, let's talk about long-term results, maybe some example or your trick or whatever you can share on not just immediate campaign results, but how do we achieve that gradual and consistent growth for at least a year for most of our assets.
I actually just wanted to talk about an example that's like that is relevant to that question. I guess I can bring up the topic directly because it's like our own website that we like publish stuff on. The infographic topic was like the most evil Disney villains of all time. And like that's been done a bunch of times, but most of the time they're like subjective. So like Reddit really doesn't like subjective things. It'll argue with it constantly. And so Reddit's really like data driven stuff and really precise stuff, and because they love picking out flaws and stuff. So I could have done that with AI, but I didn't because a lot of people I'm sure are doing it with AI. So I like look through every single like major Disney villains crimes on there's like a villains Wikipedia, and I counted them all, and I assigned like point values to each kind of crime, which of course Reddit argued with too. Reddit's always going to argue, but that's sometimes it's like positive, like the arguments are good because it makes it like explode and people are, get really passionate about it. But you want people to argue about that, not mistakes or being I guess it is subjective, but anyway, so that took forever. I made a huge spreadsheet to calculate all of the crimes, and there was a lot of different crimes and stuff. And then we had a human designer make it, absolutely no AI. She hand drew all the Disney villains and everything. So it ended up being like a really awesome infographic. We're all like really proud of it. And at first we did all of the Reddit promotion and all that. And at first it didn't seem like it was gaining traction, which was like a little bit disappointing because of how much work went into it. But then like within like a few months, like maybe 3 or 4 months, it started getting all these like amazing links. And I just Googled the page, and it says like highly cited now on the URL. I've never seen that before actually. Maybe it's like new, but that's like really exciting. So it started gaining a lot of traction over time. So you just and then they'll snowball like a lot of our assets do. And because it's like an original piece, a lot of original research, like LLMs really love that too, which may be one of the reasons maybe why it says highly cited, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so when you do it right, these things build over time, and you have to be patient with it and not assume that nothing's going to happen with it. Because we've had ones that like exploded like a year later, and all of a sudden it was like going viral. Something you just gotta like build a foundation. You gotta have like strong content on the page, human written content with I think keywords still matter. I'm sure we've talked about it a bunch, but good keywords, good content, interesting content, human written, and that helps bolster the page too. So you just have to. It's just like classic, original, creative work. It's still really powerful, even more powerful, I'd say now because the internet's becoming so saturated with quick AI work. So yeah, I can't overstate the value of still like just getting down to business and putting all your thinking caps on, and tapping into like your humanity about what you would find interesting. Yeah, I don't know if that answered the question exactly, but that was just like an example that I wanted to talk about.
Oh no, no, it's perfectly. It is absolutely perfectly answering the question because you actually mentioned the key here. If you're doing things right and you do them consistently, they will work. Don't try to publish too many of those. Don't try to publish more than you can promote or plan effectively, and take your time ideation and proper creation and proper research and proper outreach. As long as you do things right and you do them consistently, you will see results accumulate, like you said, in the snowball. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say you publish once a month, once in 3 months, once a quarter. something really unique and great, and you can see pretty modest results for the first one, and you may even see modest results for the second one, but then on month 6 or 7, you see both of them picking up, and you create another one, and it will start pick up, and maybe it will even go viral,
Mhm.
because some of them will, not definitely not all of them. It's not as easy as it was 15 years
Yeah.
ago when you could just ask for votes and get anything viral. The web is different because there is so much being
Yeah.
created. It's much more difficult to cut through the noise. But if you do things right, you will. And I guess this is the best takeaway from
Mhm.
today. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
April. I'll go back to my vacation next week. We are skipping, right, April?
Yeah.
So next week we're skipping because I'm going to be on the airplane. April is not going, is also busy with something. But anyways, next Wednesday is the first in many, 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 many months that we're skipping. No regrets. We all need vacations. It's summer. So I will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you so much for joining, and subscribe in smarty.com.
Bye.
More updates. Bye.